All right, I think we're good to go. Okay. Hi. Oh, wait, fuck. I forgot. I was gonna do that. For sure. Hi, my name's Austin. Welcome to Pangowolf. We're gonna be hopping into some more. Actually, no. This is not some more. This is actually something different. Uh, this is. I have been trying to figure out what to do with everything when it comes to like the streaming and stuff. What to do, where I want to take it, all of that kind of shit. And recently I came across a pirate software thing talking about like if you're really struggling with creativity stuff and figure out what you want to do, to try the beginner's guide. So I know I've seen stuff from it before. I know little bits of it because I watched Jacksepticeye play it a long time ago. But now that I've got my own computer and I can actually look at this and use it properly, I figured it was finally time for me to check out the game. So we are going to be hopping into it. Let's see. I also wanted to record it as well, just in case. It's not going to be a long one, so I might actually just play something afterwards, like, what was it called? Third Power is another game that's just kind of been sitting in my bucket forever. So maybe I'll check that one out as well. Anyway, let's hop into it. Do you play this without audio on? Deal.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Bye.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal
I'm gonna
stuff.
turn on
And
subtitles
his work pointed me in a very powerful direction.
after this.
I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Did he actually
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay, I'm gonna pause a second so that I can turn on overlay, audio, speaking configuration, closed captions. Gotcha. Why would I skip this level? What in the?
Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
The hell? Oh, this works. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Well, I hope I didn't need that.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Crouching.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shift evacuation.
Okay. Begin what evaporation? This looks really interesting, honestly. Oh, you can see the
I
floor.
love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Okay, okay.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No! Fuck you!
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck you, I want to figure out the labyrinth. Oh, hell no. Was I about to complete it and then this bastard took me? There's no way, right? No, I was about to complete it and then he stole me. Let's see, what the hell? Spiraling you around. That is weird. This is a very weird labyrinth. Okay. Now let's actually like work on getting the fuck out of it. Okay. So it really is just the first right turn you make, isn't it? And then you make a left. And you travel to the end here. Nope, you go one back. Okay, so I solved the maze. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good at this game.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Who's voicing it? And then it's the question of like, oh no, it's the only way to move forward. And then you just
Let me
die.
pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
November 2008 still?
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
The fuck? The past with oh god, oh don't kill me. Oh, this is weird. Coda, what's going on, buddy? Oh my.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
What the fuck? The past was behind her, but the future could not be seen. Why does the future keep changing? When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, dude, this guy is so... How will she find the strength? What the fuck? Ah! To confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I mean, that's true, is like, if you really enjoy a game, you don't need it to... Oh, fuck you. Oh. If you really enjoy a game, you don't really need it to, like... If you're happy with how it came out, it doesn't matter if it's only like an hour long. Or anything. If you're happy with how it came out, you were able to put it out into the world. Even if you don't post it anywhere, you did it. Short, sweet, says what it needs to say.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
December 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, this one's actually more like slidey than the last one was. Nope, you can't kill yourself. Damn. No wonder. Nope.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Huh. So he just stops you, like, here, and then you just have to just go up slowly? And it's meant to be like a trek of, like... Set one chair is floating. You construct a wall. The wall is destroyed. You're given a medal.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
You're trying to eat the sharks. Press U to surrender.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Huh. Come with the game, giving you incorrect instructions on how to play. No! I was reading all those, you ass! At least give me a fucking light pole or something to click into. Oh, is that in the game too? Like, that's weirding me out. There's like a green shift, but I don't know if that's just my monitor or not. Ugh.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
E. What if I... Aha!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Sometimes you just gotta jump
So
through.
that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
What? What?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
What the hell? You are now...
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. Great and lovely distant? It's on an incline.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has
he's
certain
using
things that it does
Source?
well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
I mean, that makes sense.
The
Sources.
tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
The main one that he knows is like Source, which Source is, if I remember correctly, is like an easy engine for a lot of people to get into. I know that's what the Russian Badger uses. Uh-oh. It's... That is true, though, is like, you really just gotta work with the tools you're given. Like, sometimes you'll find better tools, and other times it's like, you can't get any other. Like, I used... Oh, fuck, I missed it. Oh. Double O. All surrounding this little bubble. Just pale. Okay. Okay, I thought someone was thumping upstairs. Oh, I don't like this. Huh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Jesus, dude. Oh, dude, that rhythmic thumping is like fucking with me. feel like I'm fighting my sensations right now. Okay, the thumping stopped.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
What the hell?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Two. That's the world above. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Tell us a solution. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. So important that we get out of here. Please tell us how to reach the end. I probably should have been reading that, like, more thoroughly. Because there's a reason why I put on closed cap. Oh. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Why would I sit in the black space? It's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think so in time. What the heck?
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
I completely forgot what this game was about. I know I watched it years ago, and this is wild to think on. Testing. Okay. I thought I broke my stuff.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Uh-oh. Oh god. I'm God. So that's technically like the end of the game. April 2009. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. But he said he's never published a game. Nice room. Not. Okay.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
You guys
and
hear
I
me?
Cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Word full of notes, one man will read all of them. This
But
summer,
ironic,
you will
isn't it,
believe blue
that
speech
in
bubbles.
playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better.
What the
and have
fuck?
Less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Like scared to find out if I can jump off. I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I have ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. Coda, are you good, blood? At least say gray out. Everyone read this. Hey. Want to tell you a secret. Once upon a time, I did define fun. Balls. Putting grass and concrete here. Burst a foo. What the shit is this? I can assure you, guaranteed, that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. An acorn? How big of an acorn? Just looking for someone to talk with. I refuse to believe. Butt-ass butt. What the fuck? This is all just one guy talking to himself, basically. Don't listen to that. A free t-shirt. Need other side door. Why you so? An open door. Open sesame. Oh, that's weird. Someday I will meet the person who made this. Oh, these are weird, dude. What the fuck? Would like very much to be desired. It's not very crowded here. A game where you could leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Don't bother. I don't really know where to go with this. That's where I get off. Failed to write anything here. Only result in misery? Let's jump together. Wait, can you just jump off or jump over? You can't. Cabbage shapes our nation. What is this? I honestly don't know. It's like, it's not pointillism, it's abstract art, but it's made with dots. You ever get over there? Wait, it does not matter if you ever get over there. What are you going through, bud? I think this is not going anywhere. Next time I will do better. I need someone to talk to. Don't listen to the other notes. Is this guy okay? I'm not safe. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. Saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. Devil Tower Star. What the heck? I want to read all of these. Whoever made this has issues. It's abstract art. Honestly, I'm more thinking about the notes over here. Stop faking it. Art. How's it going? Just hanging. From up here, it just looks like dots. It does. Things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. All dice. What? Cabbage shapes our nation again. I don't agree with that one. Stop pretending you are other people. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. So did, oh God, what's his name? Devil Tower Star. So did the guy who set up the beginner's guide? God, I'm so bad with names. I think his name is David. Most horrible creature he could imagine. Did he put in the crouching mechanic, or did Conrad or Corad? God, what's his name? God, I'm so bad with names. Maybe I'll feel real someday. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. Must be a reason for it. His terrible secret. I beat the game. Did you?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
So he believes that the door switch is not just a thing of like, oh, it's my favorite puzzle. David actually believes, God, okay, I have to go see if his name's actually David. Because this is frustrating me. Davy Reedon. Okay. Wish there were notes in the real world. Davy and... Fuck! Become one with the spiraling nonsense. So he believes that it's actually a form of closure for his buddy.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works.
It's the same door.
Gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? There's no way you've been here for an hour. How do we solve it? Answer, please. This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
So he believes that Davey believes that this area is giving him sort of a pause to just think about where he's going. What the hell? Please say something. It can't be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me. Please speak. What the hell? Oh my god, I just realized my character has been
Okay, this one is
blocking
tough.
everything.
It's gonna kind of just spin.
I just realized y'all have not been able to see any of the shit in the bottom left. So I'm gonna just go here now to allow you to see that, because I'm an idiot. I am sorry.
Its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I just realized I am so mad about that, actually. Porn stars die too. Was that what it said? Am I tripping? Oh god.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay, so it's... What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Giant hole. That's not what I said. Now what about along the wall of the room? 10 stoves lined... That's not what I'm saying, bud. I think we should light up this room a bit. Skylight. We put live Tesla coils in each corner. You don't love me. And a table. You need a well, that's a table. Why do we need another table? Tables were invented in 1935. Yeah, I think this one. I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. What the fuck?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
How long does this go for?
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
This is the same texted thing that was used in the text one, or the one with all the little This game is connected to the internet. Guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions. Take care that you remember each step. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Good. Left side sofa, move it over a little. Touch the shelves. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh, what the fuck?
Let me just blink real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen.
Inside of the well.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically
the door. Oh, the door's stuck over there.
What? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
You can see the universe. It's just the light pole and the telephone book. Hell nah. My toes feel weird. Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escape the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
All of this has always just been him talking to himself. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It makes me feel happy. But I'm not somehow. Then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? I didn't get it. Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? You need to tell me how you feel right now. Be sincere. Tell me how you feel, or talk with me for a bit. Tell me how you feel while inside of the prison. You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. I feel afraid that nothing will ever change.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Who can you trust more than your future self?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to
Coda.
make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Coda and Davy, that's their names.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
There's the door up there, or there's also in here. Uh-oh. Did I choose poorly? My goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Place this nice. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself. Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run in the bedroom and make the bed? I mean, we cleared the table. We didn't really do the dishes, though. While you're in there, straighten out the rug a bit. All the little details matter. I've seen messier houses. My house is messier. Friend dragged me along. This time I was particularly desperate. Turns out I've never felt good doing something for money in my whole life. Cleaning my own home, I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Someone's put this couch in all a mess. Would you come out and straighten the pillows? Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Feel compared to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Oh, I see. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. Oh, wow, that had some crazing. There's still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfecto. Will you come and clear the dishes off?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Huh. Do the chores ever end? Let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
I like this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Heading up a bit. Earlier when I said I was going to say that it occurs to me that no one's house is a lot like one's soul. One's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. There's a bit of truth in it, no? Housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Would you please clean up the books? Starting to notice you haven't done anything. Those pillows over on the couch.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Even if it's just for a moment. Just having a little bit of peace.
Of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Oh. Oh. He opened the door, but he also completely... Oh, wow. Do you enjoy this? I mean, it is just kind of like a dark area to just sit for a moment. But you... Fuck, you really can't stay there forever. Oh, God. All to find the light post.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September of 09.
This
Items you
one
love
gets
it.
a bit goofy.
Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relations more meaningful? You came here to become perfect. Whoa, this workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, what do you think about that way in yourself? Compared to whom perfection is within your grasp. Question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
What? How do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person kids should not follow their dreams. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. All of you perceive me as wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you are torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Are these internal versus external thoughts? Anyone want to do some ecstasy? Listening. Oh God. Do what is easiest, do what is simple, feel what is true. You guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Nothing. It's coming for you.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
It's using the office
This one
stuff
took
in
a
the
lot
prison.
longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
It's an auditorium. Ugh. Okay, makes sense. It actually has a different sound to it. Oh, fuck me! You will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. Leaning against the wall? Oh, I don't like that sound. In this chair is a professional photographer. If you dream, it's your dream to photograph animals. Learn something from her to gain something to succeed. Coda. Wise, happy, focused, successful. That's not a conversation. You actually need to converse with her. Be a human being. Let's do that. That's not what I said to her at all. Brother, give me some direction! I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe you say you need a better field of setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with, these cones that bounce when you touch them. Let's see. Must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? Gets that person that. Do you not realize how important it was for me? I'll never get another opportunity. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Duh. Now this is working.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going
This
to
is
happen
what it was
next in
like.
Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
To play the game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Wait, but I can't see and do this. And my vision suddenly went back, and then a giant door, and then my vision went black. You can't see. Can't do something. Can you fix it? No, I have no idea. Am I going to be killed by a giant door? What's going on?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
Why can't I
And there
see
is
what's
a
going
solution,
on?
by the way.
Don't let this be forever. Research? Okay. Help, I can't see anything. Blind. The only way to stop it is to speak something honest. That's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this
Desperate?
game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
God, it's like they were so hopeful, oddly. This island come from? Is that a person? So long since I talked to anyone? What's wrong? It's like by speaking something that he connects to as his truth, he's opening himself up to a longer path. It was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me. God, Coda. You think you know where it is? By being truthful to himself, he's opening up more paths. I need to see it to know why it stopped. I can't.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps
Going to end up
throwing
there one
himself
way or
into the
another.
grinder, even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore.
That is not what I said.
Why? What is it for?
He keeps throwing himself into this despite the fact that he's not feeling it anymore. Oh, God. But it's like, why do it if you're not fucking with it?
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First, you press this switch on the inside. But we're not on the inside. You have to press the switch on the inside. We're still on the outside. You have to press the switch on the inside. Oh, is this just gonna keep looping? You have to close the door. The door is still closed. Okay, you have to open the door. Okay. Now you have to open the door. Now you gotta press the switch on the inside. I don't see any switch here. Okay. Close the first door. Wait, can you cause a loop? I don't think there's a way to open it from here. So you just press the switch.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Davey, my guy, you're hitting me straight in the throat. Yeah, okay, here we are. I have nothing left to give my word. How do I get out of here? See it to know why it stopped. Oh my god. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start again. Trust me, you'll say. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that the game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 100% of the time. But that's a lie. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Say that keep saying that creation is easy. I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic. There was a world stamped with whiteness.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
I'll be glad to stay here all night. I remember having to go through any puzzle. Close the first door. Feel better about myself. Just never stop creating, and you'll never feel bad. What if I'm not
someone I really cared about? And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Just say the thing. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. Yep, I'm in this. I was in the escape tutorial. Since I've seen a house this messy. None of this is helping. You have to trust me. I promise this. What the hell? All sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100%. It always pays. Please. Oh my.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
I'm free. Wait.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Did that one have a light pole in it? I didn't even notice. The machine. I feel uncomfortable. It's like it was really lifted up in the beginning, but now we've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Just be warned that someone called the press. So we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about this machine. It called itself Coda. What will you do with it? Please give us answers. What can you tell us? Do you know where the poisonous game... What will we be doing with the machine? Oh, God. I'm, like, scared.
And of course, it's the machine.
It's him. Oh. Oh, that noise. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. Go back to trusting you to do this job. About this for a start, you need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allow them to... What? I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. One thing I can bring this back down, I believe. But just fuck me. I am uncomfortable. My followers. It falls on me to deliver the... I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. The machine will not apologize to us. This is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its game. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy it. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine... Get the ocean behind? It's the theater again. What? I'll make sure you are known forever. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others every day forever, seen in naked clarity?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
Oh no.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
It's just crumbling and...
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Oh no.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
DEF CON noises, screams.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
It's just a simple source wall.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
You modified his game so that it actually had an ending. But you never specified it initially.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
He changed the initial story of the chores game. The initial story, if you remove the fact that the door opens and you move on, you alter the story to where now it just never ends. And you're just constantly stuck in that comfort zone in a sense. Oh no. But that's like, that has good intentions, but it does not have...
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
You would have actually had to go into and modify the game for it to...
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
You can look over every part of it as you're moving.
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them
You feel so far disconnected
I had
from.
been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the three dots mean,
the
and he
three
wouldn't.
the three dots. Oh fuck! I've seen those like over and over. Didn't even put two and two together. Pink light. It's all like brutalist concrete.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Jesus, Davy.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Stop making games. Sorry. Thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you to not to speak to me anymore.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt. It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. You've
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Would
And
you
then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
When I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you can make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Ugh. Ugh. The bleh.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
God. Oh. This isn't part of Coda's.
Solution.
I,
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
oh my, I genuinely don't know how to react at this point.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
I mean, there's no way around it. Like, this is, like, bad, but it's also, you recognize it, and it's like, this is... I just don't know what to think.
if I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Living life without the validation of others.
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
I don't even know what to think of all this anymore. Is that a crack? It's just source still. Constantly feeling like you need the validation of others. When you constantly push for that, it can just keep pushing people away. Ugh. We're just back at the beginning, but there's no clock. Or is this the beginning? I just don't know what to think of this anymore. What the fuck? There's no way he did this by hand. Davey.
Turn back. Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove
This project would not have been possible without the following individuals.
Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired. But I know that you're strong.
I genuinely don't know what to feel after this.
So turn back. Turn back.
Like, I really just did not expect that. And then seeing how it, like, shifted. Oh my god. Because, like, in the basing of it, it's... Apple hour, deny. Deny. Oh, that was a ways off. Okay. Fucking hell. I did not expect that. I completely forgot about that ending. Like, it was so pleasant and interesting in the beginning, and then it just gets dark and serious, and with the narration leading you in a specific headspace. And then to find out that he modified that game, and then does that means that he also modified the others to have an end? Did he add the light posts? Or was it... Oh god, I can't remember his name again. Does it say it in here? House, Lecture Theater, Mobius Island, Machine Tower, Epilogue. Fuck, no. God. Like, it's just kind of threw me for a loop there at the end. Like, I don't know what to think with that anymore. Oh my god. It's like... Because initially I thought it was just a thing of like a bunch of uplifting messages, but then you actually get deeper into it and it's like... Good god, dude. But he didn't do it out of malice. That didn't change how it came out. Fucking hell. That's fucking with me. And it's like, it twists the initial stuff, and it's like, I'm trying to like piece it together. This is, oh god, this is messing with me so much. Damn, I knew it was short and I thought I'd be able to do something afterwards. I think I also just need to go. I don't think there's much more I can say. Fuck. Oh god. Well, I guess except thank you for joining me. Sorry, it's my first time recording at 3 a.m. in fucking forever. God. I guess just thank you for joining me. I appreciate the people sticking around for good God. I just my head is so weird after all of this. I don't even know what to think. Um I will I guess talk to you all later. I think I just have to go sit on this for a bit and just sit or get lost in something. I don't know. One of those. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good evening. Uh, God, I gotta go sit for a while. Good night. 7, 6, 5, 4,